Right, I guess we can get started. Do you see my slides? So, yes?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. So if you do have any question during my presentation, please feel free to ask because I see my slide. Unfortunately, with Teams, I cannot see um, you. So, please jump in at any, any moment. All right. So welcome to this virtual open day for the Master of Economics of Vergata. So this is going to be the structure of the presentation. So I'll tell a bit who we are and who am I. I'm the academic coordinator of this program. I'll give you a brief description of the program, of the international opportunity we offer, about some opportunities we have for our students in terms of grants and scholarships, and then I'll tell you about our placement, and then some more bureaucratic information about the admission procedure. Okay. So for those of you that don't know, the University of Vergata is, is in the, is, one of the best departments in the world, is in the top 50 worldwide, is top 3 in terms of economic and finance department in Italy. Is a department that has been recognized by an excellence grant by the Italian Ministry of Education. So we are at the forefront of economic research. My name is Francesco Sobrio. As I was saying, I'm the academic coordinator of this Master in Economics. I'm a professor in the Department of Economics and Finance of Tor Vergata University. I'm also affiliated with the CSIFO Research Center in Germany. In terms of education, I got a PhD in economics from the University of Southern California in Los Angeles. I have a Master of Economics from the Warwick University in the UK and a BA from Bocconi University. Of course, this master has many professors and also a board that is helping me managing the program. Professor Gagliarducci, who is in charge of placement, Professor Mezzetti, who is also a member of the board, Professor Bellotti, that is in charge of student relations and Erasmus, and Professor Adela, who is also another member of the board. Okay. So just to give you a brief overview, and of course I'm gonna go a bit more on detail on this. So this is a 2-year master program in economics, or a laurea magistrale in economics, and it's entirely taught in English. We have international classes, meaning that we have a good percentage of our students come from abroad or are international students, and also in terms of professor, we have a good share of professors that have an international background, and some of them are also foreigner professors. So we do have a very international environment. Okay, and as I will illustrate to you, this is a program with a very remarkable placement. So what you're gonna study if you enroll in our master? So in the first year, basically you're gonna focus on some foundational courses. So you're gonna have a course in mathematics, in statistics, in econometrics, and then you will take some classes of advanced microeconomics and advanced macroeconomics. Okay, so this is, this is a classical structure of a master in economics where you acquire, quantitative tools and theoretical tools, to be a well-rounded economist. And then alongside these courses, we offer a course that is called Coding for Economic Application, where basically we teach our students how to use four kind of economic software: MATLAB, Python, R, and Stata. Okay, so MATLAB, R, and Stata are mostly econometric software to analyze data. Python is very much in fashion now. Is a course, is a program that you can do many things. You can also do text analysis, and actually during the course you will also learn how to scrape data from the web, how to analyze text, and so on and so forth. Okay, so it's very useful tools also when that you can acquire and are in very high demand when you're going to look for a job. Okay, and the second year we basically specialize and take some more field courses such as labor economics, law and economics, public economics, and then 5 elective courses, and I'll explain you in a second what are these elective courses. And you also have the possibility of substituting one of these elective courses with an internship. Okay, so now I'm gonna explain you what elective courses we offer, and also tell you a bit more about this internship. Okay, so in terms of elective courses, we have elective courses that in 3 broad areas. Okay, so we have courses in the broad area of general economics, so you can study industrial organization, international economics, topics in behavioral macroeconomics, or courses that have a more applied focus, like a course in development economics called Human Capital Migration and Development, or a course in environmental economics, health economics, or political economy. And then we offer a quite unique range of courses in quantitative methods. Okay, so I think that's one of the richest portfolio of quantitative courses that you can find in any Master of Economics, in the world, I would say. Okay, so it's, we have a course in big data analysis for economic and finance, and again, is a course where you can learn about machine learning tools, and again, how to analyze. How to use machine learning in different settings, also to analyze how to use machine learning analyzing, for example, text, supervised, unsupervised learning, and so on and so forth. Okay. Then we have a course in microeconometrics, where basically it's a course of econometrics specializing in microeconomics data, so firm level data, individual data. A course in structural econometrics modeling, where you can learn about the econometrics tools to analyze data when, for example, agents are connected in a network. Think about, social media is a typical setting where you have a network of people connected to each other, but you can think of also of cluster of firms connected to each other. And this is a course that is going to tell you what kind of technique you need to analyze this kind of data. And then time series econometrics and advanced topics in time series. Okay. So as I was saying, we have you have the possibility of substituting in one elective course with an internship. Okay. So what does it mean? That instead of taking one of these 5 courses, you can do an internship of 150 hours. Okay. And you can do 2 things in terms of internship. Okay. So you can basically do an internship in the private sector or in national and international institution. Okay, so you can either look up by yourself about these kind of opportunities, or use the kind of internship opportunities that our Vergata office offers. And many times, we ourselves, in terms of master economics, we have many connections to private firms and a national international institution, and we gonna send out to our students, some calls for this kind of internship, and so that's what you can do. Or you can do what we call an academic internship, that is work as a research assistant for one of the professors of the economy department. So this is a way both to learn a bit more about the research in economics, but it's also a good training if you want to work in an institution or in a research center, because it's gonna train you this kind of internship in how to be a bit independent in terms of, for example, gathering data, analyzing data, and so on and so forth. Okay, so again, it's something that can enrich your CV when you're gonna look for a job in this kind of sector. Okay. In terms of international opportunities, we have 2 double degrees. Okay, and of course, on top of that, you have the usual things of Erasmus Plus, overseas program, thesis abroad, and so on and so forth. Okay, so in terms of dual degree, we have a dual degree with the University of Gothenburg in Sweden and a dual degree with the University of Constance in Germany. Okay, so how this dual degree works? Okay, so the idea basically is that if you if you're interested and get admitted in this dual degree, basically you gonna get, as the name says, a double degree. So when you finish, you're gonna get a degree from the University of Vergata and a degree from the partner university. Okay, so basically the idea is that you spend the first year in Tor Vergata and the second year, if you want, of course, in one of these partner universities, and then you will have a double title. Okay, so the idea is that when you enroll, of course, in our master program, and in the February of your first year of study, you can apply for, if you're interested in this double degree. So we have 2 positions for each of these double degree, and based on your performance up to the point, okay, in terms of credits and GPA, you will be put in a ranking and be possibly admitted to this double degree. And then, if you are admitted in the second year, you go and spend your second year in this partner institution. Okay, and you don't have to pay any tuition fee to this partner institution, so we'll continue to pay fees at Tor Vergata. Okay, and plus you also have the possibility to apply to the Erasmus scholarship. So you have to apply. You have the possibility of funding this second year abroad using also an Erasmus scholarship. Okay, and it works double, in both directions. So we do have students from Constance and Gothenburg that come to Tor Vergata to spend their second year here, and so even if you decide not to do the second double degree, there is during your second year at Tor Vergata, you will interact with students from Constance and Gothenburg that come here in Tor Vergata to spend their second year. Okay, and at the end of the program, you are 2 degrees. Okay, so this is addition, evidence on the international focus of our program. Okay, so in terms of scholarship and grants, so we have at the end of the first year some prizes for the best first year students. So the 3 students that perform well in the first year in terms of credit and GPA, they receive some monetary prize. Okay, and during the program we also give we reimburse student who wants to take this exam called GRE, which is an international test that is useful if you want to apply to a PhD program. Okay. All right, so we in terms of helping a student in their future career, we offer some job-oriented seminars. So we have towards the end of the first year, and then in the beginning of the second year, and also in the middle of the second year, we offer seminars where we explain, what kind of career path our student can do, how to look for jobs, what kind of jobs fit well given their profile, and also, for the students that are interested in pursuing a PhD, what they should do, and so we help them through this kind of process. So it's a small program, so this means that we can be very focused on our students. So usually our classes are around 20 students or so. So we place lots of attention on our students, and we can really help them through this process. Okay. So who are our students? So it's, as I was saying, we have a small group of talented students. So on average, only 46% of the applicant is admitted. We have, as I was saying, international classes. 30% of our students have an international background, and not just in economics, also business administration, political science, international relations, engineering. So we are not looking for students that necessarily have a strong background in economics. We're interested in students that are interested in economics and are motivated to pursue this kind of program. Okay, despite being selective, our students, they have a very good academic performance. So it's not a program where we ask our students to study hard, but at the end, they perform very well. So 81% of them complete the first year exam on time. 50% of them, they spend 1 or 2 semesters abroad, and 89% of our graduates, they graduate on time and with an excellent academic performance. Okay, so if you are motivated, that's not a program where you're gonna fall behind. So it's especially the fact that it's a small program and we can take care of our students, and then people do well in our program, and they tend to graduate to a very large extent in time and with excellent grades. Okay, and this is reflected also in terms of our employment statistics, which are stunning. So 96% of more than 96% of our students, they get a job by within 1 year from graduation. Okay, so this our students are in very high demand. Okay, and in terms of professional figures, you have professional economist, data analyst, economic researcher, professor, public sector, financial consultant, and so on and so forth. Okay. What kind of jobs do, apart from this, in terms of distribution, people do after our master? So we have a kind of almost perfect split. Okay, so you have that basically half of our students decide to go and work in the private sector. Here is written industry, but it's also this figure also encompasses also the institution, research center, national, international institution, and so on and so forth, both in Italy and abroad. So we have people also that a good share of people that go and work abroad, and even within Italy, we have many people who work for also internet organization that are either international organization or research center with an international focus. And then half of our students also, they continue studying and do a PhD, okay, and again both in Italy and abroad. Okay, so we have we have also a good percentage of our students that are able to be admitted in many excellent PhD program. Okay, so we have some testimonials from our alumni. I'm not going to read everything for you, but just to give you two snapshots. For example, this our recent graduate, Sofia Felici. She's working at she started working at Prometeia, which is a research organization, and instead Federico Marciano is doing a research basically assistant job at Chicago Booth School of Business. Okay, so this one of the very best place you can think of in terms of research in the world. Okay, and actually one of our second year students is also going to go there next year. Okay, and so these are other graduates. You see people working at the OECD, Cassa Depositi e Prestiti, European Central Bank, World Food Program, PhD in different places, and so on and so forth. Okay, and again, this is another visual representation of people. Okay, so if you're interested in economics and you want to work of course, if you want to keep studying and do a PhD, that's definitely the kind of master that is ideal for you. But even if you don't want to do a PhD, and if you want to be an economist and work in national, international organization, central banks, ministers, and do a very high level career in terms of this organization, and in terms of policy advising, and also not just in terms of organization, but also in terms of consultancy that looks for economists and data analysts. That's our program. It provides you a very good training in the terms and in terms of the skills that this kind of organization and private companies demand. Okay, so in terms of practical information, when to apply? Well, the applications are open, so you can definitely apply even if you don't have yet your undergrad degree. So the only requirement, so if you're admitted, you should get your undergrad degree by the enrollment deadline. So basically, by the 6th of November, you should have your degree. Okay, so you can definitely apply before, as long as you plan to graduate by November. Okay, how to apply? So there are two steps. So the first step is that you do an online application, and then we, contingent on you satisfying the requirement of the program, we're gonna then schedule a Skype interview. Okay. When is the application deadline? So the admission board evaluate your application in different rounds. So we have we collect the application, then we have some screening, then Skype interviews, and indeed we're gonna do this in different rounds from here until the end of summer. Okay. And the last available date to apply is 25th of May for non-EU applicants who reside abroad, and the 28th of July for everyone else. Okay, so meaning if you are an EU applicant or if you are a non-EU applicant that already reside in Italy. Okay, and you can apply only once. Okay, so in one academic year. What are the entry requirements? Basically, you need a 3-year undergraduate degree, or clearly a degree that you expect to complete by November, in economics, business administration, political science, international relations, engineering, and you need to have a current GPA at the moment of application above 80%, okay? And your degree should basically have, you should have completed at least six credits in the area of economics and at least 12 credits in the area of mathematics and statistics, okay? And you should have a B2 level English knowledge, okay? You don't need any certificate, okay? So we're gonna assess your level of English during the Skype interview, okay? But of course, this is an English program, so you should have, a sufficiently good level of English. How to apply is pretty simple. So you go to the link I showed you before, that is also on our webpage. You should upload a copy of your passport or national ID card and the official transcript of your bachelor exam in English or Italian, and your curriculum vitae in English, okay? We don't have a maximum number of students, okay? The only thing is that we require our students to have an adequate knowledge of economic, or at least, a minimum level of knowledge of economic theory, and also quantitative methods, and especially, people being motivated to study that, okay? It's not possible to attend the program from the second semester, so if you enroll, you should start attending in the first semester, so the classes start the beginning of September, okay? It is a program that is quite cheap, okay, for international standard. The annual tuition fee starts from only 156 euros per year to a maximum of just a bit above 4,000 euros, and this depends on your family income that is calculated given this Italian equivalent income situation indicator. Okay. So we have, a great program office. So we have Federica, Jenny, Susie, and Julia that, are, taking care of different aspects of our program, and they're very helpful to our students. You can write to them at this using this email address, msc_economics@economia.uniroma2.it, or admission_economics@economia.uniroma2.it, and you can find also all this information on our webpage. You can go directly on our office to ask for information. You can follow us on our social media page, and so on and so forth. Okay.